Well, and I know Eagles fans loved hearing Joe Sakic say, we want to create a winning environment at the AHL level with the Colorado Eagles for our players who are developing there. We want them to be around success. You guys went out and certainly put in a lot of pieces that are going to help in that process. What was sort of the game plan in crafting what will be this upcoming season's Colorado Eagles team? And what do you like about the pieces that you put in to make that a reality?
Well, I think it first comes with having a good assessment of what you had in the areas and looking at it. And obviously, Joe, Chris, and I spend a lot of time, but from the National League standpoint and then from the American League standpoint, and utilizing the coaches and the feedback they have, utilizing the development staff who work with the players to give feedback and look at, okay, based on that, what are our targets and what do they look like? And then build into, Chris with his staff to say, who are those players that fit with what we feel we'd like to add to? And that process, I always bring back the process to it and the communication, and that's what drives to get the players that we do acquire. And I think the other thing we're certainly feeling is the Eagles have a long history, as you know, with back in the day with the CHL to the ECHL, and now at the AHL level. So you're seeing when we're talking to free agents, they know what's going on in Loveland. They understand what goes on in that Bud Center, and they're excited and want to be part of that. So I think the recruitment process that's really helped us as well. They see that full building, they see it rock, and they see what a wonderful place to live. They see that region being always rated as a great place to live. So it attracts. And let's face it, we're 55 miles up the road from where they want to be, which is down playing at the Pepsi Center for the Avs. So it's all come together. And it's come together with the communication of all the different departments working really well and focus on that process.
Well, again, you mentioned the fact that you're starting to see those free agents come in. I had a chance to talk to Keith Middleton. He said, I was always blown away coming into that building with what it was like. I can't wait to be on the home team. You had a guy like Kiefer Sherwood. But, one thing that you've always mentioned, and this was sort of in the onset of the shift to the American Hockey League, was it'll be great to make an easy drive, whether it was yourself, Chris McFarland, Joe Sakic, to come up and keep an eye on these guys. How much did that help when you realized exactly what you had, exactly what these guys were capable of when you put them into the Stanley Cup playoffs and you expected them to do some big things for you?
Yeah, and I think it's great because it allows firsthand experience. Chris and I we do talk to Joe about concepts or what we see or feeling, and then for him to be able to see obviously the Avalanche product, but also see what's going on with the Eagles. Say, come watch and see. Give us your feedback. What do you think, Joe? How do you see this guy fitting? Are there things that you could suggest? Or, Chris, from an identification, what's he see? And so I think, just that ability to, be an hour up the road and have that dialogue along with the coaching staff who deal with them every single day.
Last question for you. In your mind and in what you would like to see, what's the next step for this Eagles team, this organization moving forward, as now you hope to get the season kicking here in the next couple of months, but whatever it looks like, whatever the schedule looks like, what's that next step in the process that you want to see for the Eagles?
Yeah, I really like what we've got coming out of free agency, and I really like what the development staff, the American Hockey League coaching staff, training staff, fitness staff, what we're doing with our players right now. And it's easy, during the COVID, you've got to adjust, you've got to adapt, you've got to find different ways to get that culture in them, to teach them the on-ice elements that we feel are very critical for the advancement to the National League. So we've been able to, in this 7 months, really brainstorm as a group, a collective group, to come up with ideas, strategies, and design that really innovative. That's allowed us to. So it's pretty neat that, we have those touch points, and the touch points aren't just a phone call. It's actually, we're teaching and getting them what I call a head start that will enable us to be very prepared when the season starts. And that's the key. It's kind of like, don't wait for the season to start. Let's prepare now so that when it does, we're rolling. And that's exciting. And quite frankly, the success, I do think, like Joe stresses, to have that winning culture, both with the Eagles and the Avalanche, play well in terms of the overall picture. And so a Calder Cup and a Stanley Cup in the same year would would be I think a pretty good accomplishment.
Yeah, I think that would be something everybody would certainly love to see. Well, Bill, I appreciate the time very much and enjoy the rest of the off season, and hopefully not too much more of that off season to come, and get things rolling back at the Budweiser Event Center.
Well, thanks so much, and thanks for reaching out, and stay safe, and all the best.
All right, great to catch up with the Avalanche assistant GM, Craig Billington.